Right, that's my filter sequence cleaning, topping up the bottom pond. Made a pretty poor effort starting the top pond. But I want to tell you a little story. You can skip this bit if you're not too bothered, but I like it. 2 years ago, when I worked for the ambulance service, I was sent to a job to a young girl, 7 years old, and she'd been involved in a fall, an accident at home, and she'd in the smallest terms, she'd banged her head. Trust me, it was a bit more than banged her head. So my colleague and I, Michelle, we raced up to see this young lady, and we are taught from training school: danger, response, airway, breathing, circulation, DRABC. So when we walked through the door, we checked for danger. There was no danger. And when I saw this young girl, check for response, her GCS was lowered. That's the Glasgow Coma Scale for those people that don't know. Google it. And she was quite unresponsive, vomiting, very pale, and father was very distressed. In those situations, or in a situation when you go into a patient's house, you think to yourself, can we stay and play? Which is a widely known phrase that we use in the ambulance service. Or do we load and go? So stay and play is basically a stable patient. We can check them out, find out what's going on, recommend a path for medical treatment. In the case of this young lady, 7 years old, this was load and go, and this was load and go very fast. So we got this young lady to hospital. She was monitored for a while at our local hospital at Peterborough. They decided that further intervention was needed, and she was sent to Addenbrooke's. Now, the people down at Addenbrooke's, fabulous job. These guys that work on brains, witchcraft. Fibreglasses, anybody that works with gas, and brain surgeons, all witchcraft. And they worked on this young lady, and they saved her life. And a year ago, I was sent some photographs of the then 8-year-old girl, and she just looked like an angel. She had the brightest blue eyes. And a few days ago, I got a 2-year photographs update sent to me, and she's now 9-year-old. And so I'd like to thank her mum for that, Shan. It's absolutely wonderful that we are remembered for things that we did now 2 years ago. And I said to Shan, would it be okay if I told this story and put it on my YouTube channel? And she says, yeah, that's absolutely fine. And the fact that the lady in question is a big YouTube fan. Apparently she's always on YouTube mad. So I'd just like to say a big hello to Lois, who's now 9-year-old. And I spoke to Shan and basically said, when COVID is all done, I want Shan and Lois to come to our garden, and then she can look at the pond. She can try the climbing wall, which is down there. She can go up in the treehouse up there and walk over the bridge on the pond. Now, there are things in life that make you feel special, make you feel proud, but playing a part in saving this young lady's life, I will never forget for as long as I live. So every time I think of nice things, I think of Lois and her smile. So hello to Lois. I hope you're working hard at school, and one day you'll be in this garden in that treehouse. You take care. I've stopped swearing. I've been on my hands and knees taking this wall out. Cleaned up best I could. Tell me what you think. So this will now, from this edge, as you can get my finger in, from this edge all the way to the far end will be 5 meters. When the fish are taken out for the builder to come, this wall will be reduced another depth of that 7 inch maybe. So I'll cut out 7 inch down, put the grinder across, take the rest of this wall out. I've just sent a message to Matt giving him a bit of an update so he's not got any scary situations. When it comes to this point, 4 inch back from the edge, I'll be scuffing that up to create a good bonding surface, and then Matt will continue with his foam and resin and all his witchcrafty stuff. I can't remember the names of them, something like that. Anyway, little leaks, just in that corner, simply because I didn't tie the Jubilee clips down, and I've been moving that backwards and forwards trying to clean up underneath. A little leak in there because this ring was a little bit slack, but yeah, overall very pleased with that. Took quite some time. The bin is incredibly heavy, so this will be the view for a while. I'm going to order the windows up next week, so we are making progress. It's looking a hell of a lot bigger than what I thought it would be. Oh, one other thing, what I mentioned about Lois, about saving lives, fabulous. When I joined the service, I wanted to deliver a baby and save a life, and when I delivered a baby there was a lot of screaming, a lot of crying, a lot of gnashing of teeth. That was just the ambulance crew. Mum was fine. Apparently mothers have been doing this thousands of years, but they don't tell us that bit, so we think we're doing great stuff, when in reality it's all down to Mum. It's Mum's job. But anyway, that's where we are. I think I might be able to wrap it up at that. Sun's come out, I've tidied up, I've just had some lunch with my lovely wife. So I shall leave you with a little bit of Peterborough sunshine and a part empty, part destroyed pond. Thank you for watching, and Lois, have a lovely weekend. Bye. Good morning from a extremely sunny Peterborough. Still a bit chilly. Cat's out photographying, or photographing she likes to call it, so I'm going to clean the filters. I've been doing some more homework on drum filters, and I've looked at many different manufacturers. Aquasource, Proline, I think one of them, Profi Plus, Quenicoi, Burton's, a whole raft of drum and filtration manufacturers, and it keeps coming back to Queni. Might not be the cheapest, might not be the best out there that you can buy, but because of the filter pit and the dimensions that I've got, the depth that I've got to play with, the height up the wall that I've got to play with, Queni is still coming out on top. So that's one little bit of information. The second bit, I'll just get out of this sun, it's in my eyes. Second bit is the glass that I'm going to use for the sides of the pond. I'm going to look at a company called ToughX, recommended by a couple of subscribers. Spoke to a gentleman through email who gave me a price, and I was asking for 31.5 width, sorry, not width, thickness, and I was told by some other subscribers for the size of the window that you're putting in, 25.5 is better, more acceptable. What's the word I'm looking for? Cheaper, that'll do. So that's what I'm going to be putting in, 25.5. So the windows are going to be 900mm by 650. So the actual window that you'll be able to see will be 800 by 600 and 25.5. So I'm going to order them up next week. What else has been going on? Well, because it's so sunny, and just in case you don't know what sun looks like, it's a bit like that, and I've decided to take the covers off for a few hours, give these little guys some fresh air. The water, as you can imagine, is like glass. The fish from first look absolutely fine, no signs of parasites, no signs of raised scales. I understand Andy Daly's just suffering at the moment, so I hope you get that sorted out soon, mate. Just moving on. This is a big job for me today. I'm going to take that wall out. This is now empty. The pipe that's on the inside basically was the top pond feed, has now been bypassed to that valve and comes straight out of that outlet there. So due to the fact that this wall is not going to play a part in the new pond, I'm going to check it out. Now, as you can see, fibreglass is involved, and this is the fibreglass at this side of the wall. So like any DIY fanatic, you go to the experts and ask them how to take fibreglass out. So in my case, my expert is Matt Williams, GRP Lining Services. Spoke to Matt yesterday, sent him a little video. The video is on his channel if you want to see it. I think it's only about 3 minutes long, but he does give me a breakdown and explanation of how to remove this fibreglass. So I'm going to get my cutting disc out, take this fibreglass out, take the wall out, and then I'll put some videos on of how it looks with the wall missing. And it will be quite a long pond, to be honest, longer than what I imagined, but there we go. Now you're probably thinking, well, you've taken all the plants out of the top pond, you've taken the fish out of the top pond, you've taken the water out of the top pond, what have you done with it all? Come with me. So those people that know me, morning Alice, say hello. There you go, that's Alice, my neighbour. YouTube.
Hi, you're doing it for the fish?
Yeah, so what I've done is I've built a wildlife pond, and from my standards, as you know, this is a little bit rough and ready. The design was to have a wildlife pond anyway and have the bridge over the top, which I've done. This is 500 mil deep, and I think there's about 350 gallons in there, might be a little bit more. I haven't done much with the edges, so that's quite unsafe, but I'm waiting for the earth to become stable and then I'll give that another look. So that's where we are with that, and as you can see, fish in there, quite happy. The water is very, very clear. We've got oxygenated plants in there, so they should be fine. They have been fine all winter. So that's where we are with that. Went on a 14-mile walk yesterday. Oh, my legs are aching, really aching. Anybody that's been into or into wildlife, bird watching, things like that, this bird box has now got a grate tip in and out, so it's nesting in there. The only bird box that we cannot see from the house. Would you believe that? What are the chances? So that's a quick update just to start this video.